In this interview, we'll try to cover the MKS, the solutions and the equipment, all the things together. But first question, I would like to go to Dave. Can you share some information or insight about this industry, material industry?
Yeah, so Gary, for the last 60 years, MKS has really sat at the forefront of technical innovation for semiconductor, PCB, and advanced packaging. And in the early days of MKS, we assembled a technology portfolio, particularly around the semiconductor industry. And today, we serve over 85% of the equipment required to manufacture a chip. And then following that, we acquired Atotech, ESI, and Newport. And what that positioned us for is for the next evolution in advanced packaging and PCB advancements. And today, that portfolio addresses over 70% of the technologies required to build advanced PCBs as well as packaged substrates. So that innovation really has been a constant churn to keep up with the requirements for AI, evolution in edge devices such as smartphones, PCs, and tablets. And we've driven that technology throughout the company over the last 6 decades.
How did you see this AI development enabling the PCB and the substrate market?
Yeah, so certainly over time, we've always thought about the semiconductor chip as being the key to the evolution to high performance compute. But as Moore's Law has slowed a bit in the challenges with continuing to shrink the transistors on today's chips, the whole industry really has turned to advanced packaging to be able to integrate these chips to enable high performance compute for AI going forward. So we've seen this kind of technical inflection that has driven the focus down to the advanced packaging level. And we're seeing new materials, finer features, tighter integrations within the packages between logic, memory, and communications that are really required to continue the industry on this Moore's Law curve and enable the next-gen high-performance compute.
You have a slogan called Optimize the Interconnect.
Yes.
This strategy contributes the entire industry. So would you want to update about this strategy right now to go?
Yeah, so Optimize the Interconnect really was around the thesis that when we acquired the Atotech company and integrated the chemistry, plating, and equipment into our portfolio, we combined it with our laser processing capability, which allows us to complete the Optimize the Interconnect solution. So it allows customers to optimize the drilling and laser processing of their PCBs and packaged substrates, as well as the plating equipment required to plate those surfaces, and then the novel chemistry advancements required to advance that interconnect.
That's great. So maybe I'll go to the Harold about so any latest equipment innovations for PCB and the IC substrate market?
Yeah, sure. There's a huge range of solutions we are providing. Dave talked to the Optimize the Interconnect, so these are all integrated solutions. So starting with packaged substrate, we see with AI, which is basically behind everything. This is driving the multi-layer core requirements. For multi-layer core, we offer our advanced plating solutions like the Cupra Pulse, an example. We have our UniPlate integrated plating systems for many years as a POR for core metallization. We are looking forward to the multi-layer core being another area where we want to contribute to enable that. And then you look at the build-up layers, we have developed an innovative system called G-Plate for ELAS metallization. And as we speak to our customers these days here, right, their main concern on these larger packages with multi build-up layers is yield. And we think we can address yield with that solution. Looking at PCB, we have seen enormous growth for AI printed circuit boards, right, especially the HDI MLB hybrids. That's a tremendous market undergoing a very fast technology change. And that's what we like. We are serving the market again with our UniPlate system solutions. We are adding high frequency adhesion promotion processes like our NovaBond PXS2. And we are moving forward with innovative concepts on that field to enable even higher aspect ratio plating. But all of that goes together with our laser solutions that I'm sure Michael can talk to, because we are able to excel on the AI inflection both in packaged substrate and PCB for that as well.
Last year I have a chance to look at the back-end service provider in Taiwan. They show me the existing GPU chip, which is about 10 centimeter by 10 centimeters. So the chip is getting bigger. And I know they need a different kind of substrate. One of the things that they call a glasses substrate. Is that anything you can add on this information?
I think glass is becoming step by step more mature. Right? We talked for a long time about glass. I think last year's TPCA Show we talked about glass as well.
Right.
This year you can see we have a large demonstrator here at the booth of such a glass substrate. So we make very good progress. We have a solution to allow a wet seed layer, wet metallization seed layer on the glass, and we think that's key to enable the high aspect ratio through glass vias. Yeah, because sputtering is reaching a limit, so that's important for us. And then we are working on filling these high aspect ratios through holes with copper. So that's copper electrolytic plating. It's extremely difficult to do. I would say that we are not at the end. I think nobody's at the end, but we are collaborating with the whole industry in all the key regions. Certainly here in Taiwan, we have installed this glass capability in our technical center. We just made an upgrade to that to enable such kind of full panel size glass metallization.
Wow, that's great. So go to the Michael. You are a laser drilling system expert. So how are things going? I mean, any innovation about a laser drilling system or MKS?
Yeah, I mean, the designs are getting more complicated. It's actually very exciting. Traditionally the drilling was just that. It was thought to be just via formation, right? We're seeing as designs are becoming more complicated, we're seeing things like trenching, cavities, a lot more requirements from our customers to be able to drive performance. So we're really excited about the architecture and the designs that we've developed and we brought to market, how it really enables and gives flexibility to our customers to really think differently in terms of how they design and how they make their packages, because that flexibility really is going to give them the performance and differentiation as they go out to market. So yeah, a lot of new challenges, but very excited about it.
I remember the semiconductor, they call the advanced packagings. Right now, the bigger chip, they talk about a 5,000 laser drilling hole there. How did they, what's the key challenge they have from your perspective?
Well, I mean, as mentioned, the devices are getting more and more complicated, right? And that's actually something that we embrace. It works great from a laser drilling perspective. The more dense, the more complicated, the more IOs, the more performance that's in the device. It really just plays to our offering and the cost of ownership that we provide, but it also plays to the ability to plate and provide more performance in the total solution. We talked about optimizing the interconnect. As those densities increase, as those pitches shrink, as the complexities get there, it's not as easy as it was in the past. And so it really takes strong partnerships and capabilities to be able to provide a total solution to the end market. So we're super excited about having all this under one roof, being able to work with our customers on these very complicated roadmaps that, typically we're seeing in the front end. We're seeing more and more pushed into the back end. And we actually think that's great in terms of the solutions that we provide to the market. So we're excited about it.
A lot of, Taiwan supply chain, we count on that they call it ESG goal. Can you describe a little bit more about the information?
I think it starts through leaderships with our customers, right? We sit down with our customers and many of them have a 2030 goal, right, to be able to hit these improvement cycles. We're excited that we were kind of ahead of that, right? We focused on, the performance, whether it's green energy, power consumption, being able to take materials and reuse those. And so those are all part of our roadmaps as we go forward. From a laser perspective, we have one of the smallest footprints, the most economical in terms of power consumption that's in the market. And so it's really playing well in terms of some of those goals. And I know Harold and the team have been working diligently, right, from the entire process, right, in terms of ESG.
Maybe I'd like to add for the plating process, right, there's lots of talk about dry process versus wet. And I think the decision is not 100%, but many people realize that if we are optimizing a wet process a lot, then that is much more efficient when it comes to energy consumption. It's also more efficient when it comes to the atmosphere impact of some of these processes. So we think we have a good solution, but we will keep innovating. An example to reduce chemical consumption, or chemical waste. That's a challenge that our customers put on us. And we have started to act, and we will roll out these solutions as we speak.
I was just going to say, from a customer perspective, we're seeing more and more of those requests. they expect more out of MKS Atotech relative to those solutions, and so we've been getting more and more of those questions, and with these solutions, it's been very exciting to work with them.
So for George, talk about the China Plus One strategy. You are responsible for the Greater China area. Is there any information to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I think China Plus One is actually, moving very fast, right, in the region. But my colleagues was talking about this grand vision of optimizing interconnect, and from the local level, we want to make sure we execute, right? We work together as a team to execute, to achieve the results, and then so that we can win with the customers. Number one. Number two, we want to build this customer intimacy, right? That's what we are strong at, right? We really want to collaborate with our customers strongly, so they are motivated to work with us, including those customers moving to China Plus One Southeast Asia region, which we've seen happening a lot. Two things I want to comment on that. MKS currently is operating 14 manufacturing sites in the region, in APAC, starting from Japan, China. We have multiple locations in China, Taiwan, Singapore. The good news is that we are actually opening a new manufacturing site in Malaysia, Penang, which we call Super Center. We're going to manufacture electronic, semiconductor-related products there, right? It's just for the industry. So you can see that in the near future. So we're going to have 15 manufacturing locations just in Asia Pacific. So we want to make sure we provide this supply chain resilience. Even though our customers move to Southeast Asia, move to Thailand, they sometimes wonder, can I get the chemical or product, can I get the support in time? So we build up this strong network supporting our customers. So our customers are very happy on that. Number two, I want to emphasize the tech center, right? We have multiple tech centers built in the region. Instead of just, solving technical problems is of course one thing, right? It's one of the key goals. All of us attended, these AI supply chain opportunities and challenges hosted by Unimicron chairman yesterday, right? He talked about numbers of opportunity and challenges, right? And I feel that we have a technical center here in the region really enables that, because you can imagine for those AI, you mentioned that's big substrates, right? A lot of heat generated, a lot of technical problem could be happening, right? Are we going to send, are our customers going to send those boards and chips to the headquarters, to German or to US? Obviously not, right? Some of those, those panels cannot be sent outside, right? But we have a technical center here. We work very closely with Berlin, with our US team, and we can really solve those problems very quickly. And one last thing I want to emphasize is that really enables innovation, right? Because the chairman Zheng talks about numerous opportunities for AI, right? And then we are all in a learning curve right now. So with our technical center right here, we can really work closely with our customers to solve those problems and come up in innovative way. So I think we are moving. I think I'm very confident we are moving very well.
Talk about the frontier innovation applications. What are the MKS main focus area for frontier application? Mostly linked with the AI technology. Yeah, frontier. Yeah.
We touched on glass. That's for sure frontier, right? That's these advanced type of solutions we are working on. There's another level to it, right? We are here at TPCA Show. We talk a lot about PCB. We talk a lot about package substrate. There's another level. It's the interposer. So frontier innovation. We are working intensively with the Taiwan ecosystem. We're also working with the Korea ecosystem on enabling the next generation of those interposers, moving probably to multiple layers, just like the package substrate moves to multiple layers. We are working on interconnection technologies. HBM memory is very popular. We are playing in there. HBM memory will finally move to hybrid bonding. That has been discussed a lot, but that's still a frontier technology, and we are part of the solution. And we think that will come in the near future, not in the next 2 months, but very near future. I think these would be the things that come in my mind. Michael?
Yeah, I think there's a constant innovation around materials, right? The design rules are really stretching the boundaries of some of the base materials. And so as we continue to work closely with material vendors as well as our end customers, right, it's really trying to find different ways to be able to meet those complicated design rules. And so in the world of physics, with lasers, right, we're always challenged with that. And so the important piece there is working really up close with the engineering design teams as these new requirements are coming, and whether it's glass or other, right, we want to be there, we want to solve these hard challenges for our customers. So very excited about it.
Maybe to add on that, I think you have an excellent point, right? There's a current discussion here at TPCA Show that's T glass and then followed by Q glass, right? So I want to take this example to tell you both is relevant for laser capability as well as ELAS seed layer metallization. It's very challenging for both. We think we can solve these challenges together better than anybody else.
I know the glass is very important for the substrate material. There's another trend called co-packaged optics, which is currently still ongoing and developing. Is any news or any kind of chemical requirement for this kind of technologies from your perspective?
Look, I think the optics story is interesting because right now many of our customers and us, we are riding the wave of the optical module, right? So that's the module. That's an MSA PCB. That's great business. We like that business because it's difficult, right? Next step, we understand, will be the co-packaged optics on packaged substrate. That will make the substrate not smaller. We know that. We'll make it bigger. And we are working with some of the companies who are involved in that specific development. What are the details on that? We are still working with them on that. I cannot tell you a solution exactly for that right now, but I'm sure that's possible. I find it remarkable that TSMC starts talking about the next layer already, which is co-packaged optics on the interposer. Yeah, my God, right? This technology is really moving very fast, right? So that's all I can add here. Yeah.
But in terms of optical module, we are already the important part of the supply chain, right? We're working with our customer closely, enabling that technology right now.
That's great. That's great. Now, talk about the long-term vision for the future of the electronics. How about David give the comments about long-term futures?
Sure, thanks. So as you heard from this discussion, right, things are getting harder, not easier. And we think MKS is very well positioned to support the industry and the continued evolution of AI, both semiconductor fabrication, chip packaging, optical communications, right? So it's really been such a rewarding experience to be part of a company like MKS that can participate, can help the industry drive forward and address these challenges. So it's certainly exciting times for the whole industry, but we think very exciting times for MKS.
That's great. My last question is for Dave. Is there any further message for Taiwan industries?
Well, certainly, first I'd like to thank everyone for participating in the industry. It's such an exciting industry and just so relevant to the world we live in. The advancements that have come out of the Taiwan industry, both in semiconductor, packaging, and PCB. So I think I'd leave with a big thank you to the industry for their resilience and hard work and dedication to moving the whole industry forward.
That's great. Thank you. Anything you would like to add or any further comment about want to discuss again? Anything else?
Only one point. I'm not sure, George, did you talk to our new Thailand factory? I think you talked about Malaysia. We want to tell our Taiwanese clients, right? It's a chemistry factory.
And tech center. So the chemistry factory and tech center opening in Thailand.
We'll have the total solutions there. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's there's a business continuity piece, right, that goes along with it too, being able to have alternative sites to manufacture. We're making significant investments in the country, in our customers, to be close. The optimize, the interconnect really doesn't work when you're far away. And so being able to work real time, get customers to market with new designs very quickly by having it in region is part of the plan. And by having the investment there, having the teams there, working closely with our customers, whether it's customers from Taiwan that are flying over or that are based in Thailand, it's just an important part of how we go forward in terms of making our customers and ourselves successful. So we're excited.
Exactly. I mean, that's part of the, the supply chain resilience that I just talked about, right? And then, customers are moving to different parts of the world, and then we'll make sure we are there. And then Thailand's one of them, yeah. And then just more than just a factory, we are building a technical center there as well. Okay, similar to the main theme that I just talked about, customer intimacy. How do we closely collaborate with our customers, right, to enable their vision? But thank you for bringing that up.
We had the groundbreaking earlier this year, and we'll start producing in 2027.
That's very good, very encouraging for the industries. Thank you.